Let's start the video. Alright, hello everybody, welcome to my first match of the Plunder Release tournament playing against tufftaeh. This tournament features boards with cards from Plunder, Seaside, and Prosperity to kind of get ourselves big treasure, duration, and I guess the ocean theming. We have a couple of traits that I don't believe I recorded in any video before. We have Friendly, which is at the start of your cleanup phase. You may discard a friendly card to gain a friendly card, sort of a Way the Rats-esque thing. And then Fawning, when you gain a obviously a little bit weaker than Way the Rats, but anyway, when you gain a province, gain a Fawning card. So our Fawning card is Crystal Ball, so that'll probably accelerate. I mean, Crystal Ball isn't going to be great for these decks when we get to that phase, but they're not going to be, I wouldn't say terrible either. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to open Cabin Boy, Secluded Shrine. We'll be getting a wharf for sure off the Secluded Shrine. I mean, off the Cabin Boy. So the question here is, do we just buy another Cabin Boy? If we have 3 and 2 estates, we can take our silver then. So we'll get a wharf here. And then we'll go ahead and buy a silver trash 2 estates, I think. Probably Pendant is pretty good payload here. As far as, I mean, you'll have peddlers as well. You don't even necessarily have to buy a crystal ball. You can maybe just province to up, but you might want to have the other 4 treasures and pendants, and then as you green, your pendants become $5 treasures, which is pretty powerful. So far, so good. I mean, the Secluded Shrine hit here is a little sad, but it's not super sad. Certainly not unexpected or unlikely. Since we are going to shuffle, we're going to want to go ahead and buy a wharf so that one is in the shuffle. And of course, if we draw the other one, that's fine. We'll be looking to probably buy Swamp Shacks pretty soon. We'll start doing the wharf friendly stuff. As soon as we can. We should be a little bit ahead here, I would argue. Go ahead and get another wharf. This does change the cost of the, what do we have here? We could swap silver for estate, or we could just leave it out. Just leave the Secluded Shrine out for the moment. Obviously a little unfortunate that we didn't find the wharf, but that's okay. It wasn't like super likely. We were only seeing a couple cards. 3 cards. I don't know if I talked about, I mean, we saw Swamp Shack's last game, or last match with tufftaeh and Marcus. I think everything else we've seen in a video. It's going to take a while, actually, for us to roll everything from Plunder, even playing in this tournament. Plunder is a very big set. I mean, it'll take quite some time before I have recorded footage of playing with every loot, I think. Not that I'm tracking, so I don't really know for sure, but I just am thinking to get like the last couple maybe might take a little bit of time. We've certainly probably already seen a good third of them, maybe more. Maybe closer to a half or more, but well, they flashed briefly, I guess, in all of them, in the names at least, but we didn't talk about the functionality. Hopefully here, I mean, the best thing to draw dead here would probably be one of the wharves. Okay, that's nice. So I make it with a second swamp shacks here. Peddlers are gonna, I mean, the duration stuff, of course, is great with the swamp shacks. The peddler is going to be excellent with the swamp shacks. I do still feel like a little bit ahead, I think, but probably not hugely. I guess it's 4-2 on the wharves. I may get another couple this turn. That's really interesting to me that they didn't go with taking a wharf off their cabin boy. A really hard time believing that's correct, actually, but you'd have 9 here. You could still, yeah, you could have gone wharf swamp shack, double wharf swamp shacks instead of getting the $2. That's pretty confusing. I mean, wharf's got to be better than peddler, I think. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think here we play the swamp shacks first, right? Because the C chart, swamp shack's going to do 1 card regardless. We're not going to be able to get more, and then it gives the C chart a chance to hit another one. So here's a question of whether, since we got 2 down, if we just want to stop here. We know there's swamp shacks down in there. Oh, I guess we don't have 2 down yet. Well, let's get it since it's a free peddler. Okay, good draw anyway. We do need to figure out a point in time to get money, right? I mean, beyond the peddlers, which of course we're going to get quite a few of here. They get a pretty nice draw here, though, so they're not in a bad spot at all. They'll be able to, I assume, finish the wharves to have an even split there, I think. I could have gone harder on the wharves, I guess. So the goal here would be to buy gold pendant and as many, well, possibly just 2 pendants, but probably gold pendant as many peddlers as we can afford. And then trash, if we have the loose change, to trash a copper and an estate. Though it's also not terrible to just have the estate. at this point in time. I don't think it's going to interfere with draw too badly. Maybe we just trash the one estate. We can. We'll be able to trash coppers actually as we're greening. And we could do double pendant, but I kind of like getting the gold. I mean, gold pendant is more money next turn than pendant. I think we should be okay from this point. I don't even know if tufftaeh was, I mean, it's guaranteed to draw at all. I assume they drew that peddler off that, otherwise that was a bad play order. They do get through deck. It's just it should be a little too late. I'm already doubling actually. Though you could build a triple not too badly. I may have enough. How many peddlers did I get? I'll probably have enough to go double province pendant. And that's also going to get a crystal ball. So then I'd be a triple the next turn. I don't think they're going to have a 3-pile angle. But I guess we'll see. I don't think I'll have a 3-pile angle. We'll have to count the money actually. Actually, I may just have a 3-pile here. Yeah. This should 3-pile pretty. No. 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 I don't know what I was thinking. Do we want to save for trashing anything? They're not going to have $24, right? They were at 13. They had a pendant and a crystal ball, so that's 1, 4, 5, 6. So they're 19. They would need. They're not. There's no like a stay pile out. So I'm at 14, 16, 19, 23. I'm actually really close to triple already. So we could trash coppers. I don't know. 23. I mean, we're probably going province, province, pendant. Certainly, if we hit the swamp shacks in the order of the stuff, it's fine. Though there's a little bit of risk of drawing poorly. I mean, again, we had a lot of overdraw here, but it is a little sequence dependent, unfortunately. So let's see. If we go, we had 1, 2, 7, 8. We'd add 8. So it wouldn't get us to quad unless we bought a copper, actually. Which I guess we could do. And risk it. I don't think we need that at this point. So then the question is whether we want to be at 31 or 29. 29 gives us triple province duchy. 29 also gives us swamp shacks province duchy. It's a little scary. I don't know what they're putting out. I mean, they're not going to be tripling. I could build the quad. I mean, there is a world where that makes sense. Lighthouse, I guess, helps swamp shacks a little bit. All a little scary. It was a little greedy. If I lose it, I deserve to lose it. This is also my down wharf side. So it was maybe greedy. I guess the real issue is it was just probably super unnecessary. And so what even situation am I covering? Like surely triple was okay enough. If they had only single province and gotten duchies, I think I could have won on province duchy swamp shacks, which was just 29. And that would have been fine. So, but anyway. Right. I mean, if they had gone like triple Duchy province, it would have been at. I don't even know if they can. If they had gone triple Duchy province, not yeah. They don't even have that, so it would have been double Duchy province. So they would have just been ahead by yeah. I should have just. Is anything else I could pile out against? I should have absolutely trashed the coppers. Because double province again I would have had triple, so they would lose to that, and then single province, double duchy isn't enough points for me to beat the I mean, I guess. Well, no, they'd probably draw. I guess they're on their down wharf side too, so they could fail to draw here. If I fail. I'm only seeing 6 of these so far. That was stupid. I just didn't calculate through their outs, basically. And just assume that having quad province would be useful when it really wasn't. So we'll see. All right, we found a swamp shack. So in fact, we found 3 swamp shacks. So this will be easily drawn. But it looked scary for a second. I mean, I basically gave myself a way to lose that I shouldn't have. I will say this expansion setup is nice that you can just run it like it's a league match. A lot of these novelty tournaments you have to fiddle with settings and stuff. So it's nice we don't have to do that here. Okay, inspiring is this conclave thing. We've seen it in a video. Inherited is pretty. Oh gosh, great, fantastic. Well, okay. There's no reason not to just do a state here. So inherited, you you swap it, and I have the Sea Witch turn 1. God. Oh God. Okay. Inherited, you swap whatever the inherited card is with one of the cards from your starting deck. So in a state, copper and heirloom, whatever. Shelter. Almost always you be doing a state, though there are probably some times where you want to do other stuff. Anyway, we have Sea Witch, so our decks are just immediately gonna be awful. You probably. That being said, you probably can try to make an engine work here with cities and vaults and stuff. I guess you might as well try because, like, what else are you doing here? I got the super good first turn, the best first turn you could ever have in Dominion. This is brutal. This is actually brutal. This is actually unfair. I could have even gone for the 3rd Sea Witch there, though I felt like I could do a city. I'm going to try and get tools. I'm gonna try and draw the try and play the deck drawing stuff a little bit. I mean, mostly just because I'm gonna give out 7 or 8 of these curses. Would sort of like a tools at some point, though I don't know if that should be the priority. I'm gonna curse every turn from turn 1 to like turn 7. Maybe not every single one, but I'm gonna do a bunch of them. That's just so terrible. Tufftaeh is going to hate inherited for the rest of time. I don't even think Vault for the GM stuff is nice, but like Vault is just gonna be good here because you're gonna have a bunch of junk. I'll probably buy another cities here. I do feel like there's a spot for tools, but I don't think the third Sea Witch is all that great. But all right, let's try the tools here. They were putting it in, I guess, to have one in the shuffle, so that makes sense. I guess the curse split isn't going that badly right now for tufftaeh, because they're playing them too a lot. Depends a little bit if I find city into Sea Witch or something here, but it's sort of matter that I have the money stuff and they don't, so the hitting 5 for tufftaeh is going to be a little tougher. Tough to error. Like that. And I think blockade's very good. I mean, you wouldn't mind having workers' villages, but just for that, it doesn't seem worth it. You wouldn't mind having some of the other fours as well. It just, at the expense of a stop card, is a pretty hard sell here. Buys tools. I'm lucky again. Hooray for being lucky. Wow. Okay, I can't do the GM here, but that's fine, actually. Who cares? The order of it all didn't... Well, I cannot complain about this. I was about to, like, complain, and, like, that's insane. There's not really any value here to discarding. That would have been crazy talk for me to say one single word about this turn that was negative, because this turn was incredibly good. Now the question, do we want to put in a second Sea Witch just to be really mean? So that we can do it in the shuffle, or just take the cities? We put the second Sea Witch. I guess they're probably going to give us another curse, so we probably don't need a second one. Okay, so we're going to have the cities. I guess tufftaeh is going to buy a city here. Maybe, I mean, you kind of have to, right? What if I had drawn city? Also, I keep getting like, this is an absurd draw too, because I bottom deck 2 cities. This is nightmare realm kind of stuff. Like, no one should get draws this good. Okay, so it was just 6-4 on the curse split. It didn't actually go as bad as I thought it was. They were playing the widget. Of course, they also had to buy a third one, so that part wasn't so good. But I am going to have the city split pretty big. Maybe they have tools here and they can pick up a couple. I'll be able to probably empty them. I don't know if it'll be safe for me to empty them. I'll have to think about it. Okay, they didn't have... Ooh, we didn't find anything here. A little rough. You know, just relative to what I'm used to. This is not a great tool spot. In fact, it's a pretty terrible tool spot. What's better? I mean, probably 2 buys is about all I can ever hope to use. If I had 10, I would go ahead and empty the cities, but... we can do it later. That was brutal. I mean, it was like brutal and brutal. It was just nightmare. No one should have to play that from tufftaeh's side. As I write, GG. Good game, right? Am I right? Pretty great game. Classic Dominion. I mean, it was kind of fun. I had fun. Okay, apparel, you may trash an action card from hand to gain a loot. Do we have any, like, fun trick with that? No. Other than just, like, Haven is cheap, so maybe you can do it to Haven. There's no trashing here. There's quite some brutal attacking in Charlatan and on a board with no trashing. And it's colony. I mean, this is like big money. Like, you get platinum. I don't even know if you can afford to like take a king's cash. It's just a little scary, right? To pair it. To pair it like the bird. To pair it. Like, you could, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe do quartermaster just because it's so stinking slow here. I mean, you can buy like first mates and monuments and harbor villages and draw with first mate. That's not impossible to do, but without trashing, it's going to be so like few and far between. If you had trashing, there's a really nice draw to X stuff here, like a lot of really nice draw to X stuff. But without trashing, it's nothing. You have 30 havens, just always haven all your junk. You can play out the treasures and launch, but still, it's just like, that only gets you so far. That only gets you the treasures in your hand, and then you just launch and draw into more some curses or something. It's like, I despair of it. The board is like bad enough that maybe it works because it's the only thing. I don't know. I mean, we can try it. The angle there would be to get a lot of monuments. And then Harbor Village Monument, Mining Road, and like some first mates. You would have Charlatan as well. But I think that probably you just buy some stuff and buy Charlatan and try and get to platinum and buy colonies. You can certainly take some of those other little pieces as you go along because they're all like fairly decent utility in general, but it's not quite the same as like actually trying to build the engine. I like monument opening. I think you can either go Haven or Silver. I don't feel super strongly about either one. This wasn't great. Might take a Tiara. Oh, I should think about launching. I wasn't really paying attention to anything. Wasn't paying attention to actually anything. What did I have? I mean, the rest was copper, right? Or a silver and copper, or just a silver. So I could have launched if the top card was going to be a copper. It would have been okay. If I'd drawn a state, that would have been a problem. So I don't think I would have actually done it. But in fact, the bottom two cards were estates, so that would have been especially bad. Okay. The only thing that's like worth top decking here, I mean, we can do a charlatan though. The collision chance is pretty high at this stage. Guess we could launch here. Didn't work out. I don't think the harbor villages are super good, but I think I'm going to set a silver aside and give myself a shot at maybe hitting platinum. We could do quartermaster. We just hit 8. Unfortunately. We could launch. We could just buy gold. This does hit 9. No, it doesn't. Well, that's unfortunate. Shield, they may block. I mean, they could quite easily block a thing at some point. All right, here's my plan. Well, the curses may be gone before that point. Moving the curse split pretty big here. Now, of course, it's a little less meaningful on a Arlington board, or it can be. But Okay, this is big. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can almost do. Can almost launch into this, but. Guess you just buy colonies when you can afford them. Well, with Tiara, maybe not. You can do Tiara Platinum on top here. You can actually chain that for quite a while, and it's probably pretty good. Just go Tiara Platinum, and then eventually you may find it with your King's Cash, and then that's pretty nice. But yeah, you can top deck Tiara Platinum, and then you do that again, and you probably have enough money to do it again for a few turns, which is pretty slick. Though at some point you have to be like, well, I'm just gonna buy the province or buy the colony. I don't know what is happening now. Maybe just counting. I mean, if you have Tiara, King's Cash, and Platinum in hand, and you may have another treasure, either like a. You could have the shield in hand. I mean, you almost certainly have the curses. Yeah, this is really crazy, actually. Okay, just copper. But still, I mean, this is. I guess they were just figuring on whether they needed or wanted to King Tiara or Tiara King. Whether they wanted more buys and less money. This is a little bit sad, right? Because you're not top decking buy here. Oh, but the quartermaster is going to give it to you. Yeah. This is good. I think tufftaeh is in a really, really strong position. Like really, really quite good. I felt okay with the cursing stuff, but I think this treasure stuff with top decking on TR is going to be really powerful. Particularly they get a second quartermaster going. They still haven't found the shield. And they don't have a TR next turn, so you would need to buy one. This might have been a turn where you think about doing King TR. What does that give you? You play this 3 times. Get 10, 12, 14. They're just going in. Okay. Maybe they're going to just top deck a King's Cash. Yeah. That makes some sense. Okay. Can think about what to do here. I guess I ought to think about what to do. This is kind of similar. We start to what we could do. We get TR King's Cash. We get 15, 18, 21. Well, we could just double colony. I was sort of thinking of getting the loot. What if we King's Cash TR? We go King, Platinum. We wouldn't even have 3 actions. 15, 18, 19, 20. Maybe we just take the triple or take the double colony. I'm not sure about this at all. Because it does leave some sadness upcoming once you stop doing the top deck stuff. And eventually, tufftaeh is going to draw the shield, which will be nice to King or TR as well. I'm not a huge fan of my double colony, to be honest, but okay, this was not very good. We also have Haven 3 piles potentially. Haven Tiara 3 pile, like you assume the tiaras are going to run. And maybe we can get some of the other piles gone. Like estates may start flying as well. So, I don't actually have that much good treasure to TR or King's Cash or whatever. I have some silvers which aren't terrible, but also it's just a long ways before I shuffle anything. We could play both these, or we can save the charlatan. Let's just set aside the charlatan. Like, if we're not getting anything, wonder if we take Tiara just to deny. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Because they're going to be able to do it anyway. Yeah, I was worried about that. About there just being one of the other charlatans down in here. Do we take havens or do we take estates? I mean, there's a chance, outside chance, that we can empty these in time. I don't know exactly what tufftaeh is doing. I may have given them a 3 pile. If I'd known the tiara was in here, I would have just taken a stake because I can pile without. I can pile without doing that anyway. I should have probably taken an estate. Or bought a duchy, rather, I mean, with the buy. Because this is a pretty easy pile out regardless. If they have enough good treasures in here, I'm not really tracking the deck all that well to know, but if there's enough good treasures in here, they can just pile and win. I don't know if they have enough money for it or not, but well, Silver Gain suggests no. Silver Gain suggests not going for that, since you would probably be gaining Haven or Estate or something. So we should be one here. I don't know that there's anything where they overtake us in points but couldn't have piled out, to be perfectly honest. That's not clear to me, but I am pretty surprised at the silver. Okay, they don't have. Yeah, so they can score a little bit. I mean, you almost certainly probably wanted an estate for the. Almost certainly, probably. I think you probably wanted an estate for the quartermaster gain. But anyway, this is an easy pile out now. I felt pretty lost there, but it didn't work out that way. I guess I was underestimating the curse stuff, or how much my cursing was hurting. Okay, we have a new trait which is nearby, which gives you +1 buy when you gain it. So pilgrims. Then we have a void, which is the next time you shuffle this turn, pick up to 3 cards to put into your discard pile. So we have 5. I'll probably just buy a Wharf. Wharf is a good card. And then I'll hit a void. That's actually 5/2 is really good here. 2/5 not as good. 5/2 very good. There may be something to be said for like a silver mine gaining an investment, but I mean, it's a good silver mine board too. I'll pick one up, but I'm gonna start with Wharf. King's Cash, silver mine, gains abundances, gains investment. There's a lot of stuff you can do here. Yeah, so silver mine is a card that gains a treasure costing less than this to your hand. So it's quite nice in Plunder games that have these $4. Well, this is from Prosperity, but I guess I could have avoided there, but avoid silver or something. But it doesn't really change the wharf shuffle stuff. Missing or not. I mean, obviously, I would have rather drawn the wharf turn 2 or turn 3, but. Get Harbor Village or should I get Swamp Shacks? It's just a Harbor Village. 2 investments seems kind of questionable. I don't know. Pretty bad wharf draw. Actually, really bad wharf draw, but that's okay. I think only won a couple of the harbor villages and then beyond the Swamp Shacks. Would like a King's Cash to king the silver mine to get abundances. Okay. I'm trashing 2 of these 1, 2, 3s. I have a 7. 7 isn't that good. All right. Well, those were a little lopsided in the shuffle. Well, I mean, we played 2 pretty close ones, but the definitely 2 and 4 were nice openings for me. Anyway, those were pretty good kingdoms. I mean, the inherited one was, as I said, brutal. But there were some nice, definitely a lot of nice interactions across those expansions. So it's a fun set to play with. I really have been enjoying it. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna play League in a few hours. So if you want to watch me play NA Smith today, I'll be talking again later. See ya.